How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in CanucksLand. It's been a very eventful week. Honestly, not as eventful as last week, but still, Vancouver looking great. Before we get into it, Four Nations, it's starting up. We just wrapped up the last game before the tournament. We don't know if Quinn Hughes is going to play. We don't know if Sidney Crosby is going to play. Hopefully, Quinn Hughes or Sidney Crosby play for their respective countries. I hope Quinn Hughes doesn't play so that he gets healthy for Vancouver. But if you want to cop some merch, Fanatics, right here is my affiliate link, right here on this QR code or the link in the description. Fanatics has dropped, they dropped on February 1st. They dropped all the merch for all the teams. We'll have them right here. It's Canada, USA, Sweden, Finland. They all look fire. Make sure to go check that out. But without further ado, let's get right into This Week in CanucksLand. The week started off in Detroit. I know it's Sunday. My week goes Sunday to Saturday for this stuff. Overall, a great game for Vancouver, even though we did lose. It was still a great game. Philip Hedl looked great. Drew O'Connor looked great. Marcus Pettersson looked great. It was the first game with all three of the new additions, and Victor Mancini didn't play. He didn't play all week. He just got recently assigned to Abbotsford, so hopefully he does play down there. But so far, all the trade assets look amazing. Hedl had a goal, and Suter got a goal off a tip-off of Elias Pettersson, the defenseman, for his first point. And overall, I thought the Canucks looked great. Hedl was playing on the line with Joshua and Garland. Besser was playing with DeBrusk and Pettersson. I thought this lineup was pretty good. Game 2 of this week against the Colorado Avalanche, probably the Canucks' best game of the week. They came in with DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser, Joshua, Hedl, and Garland. Same lineup. And honestly, it looked great. I think the lineup worked, and I think the lineup changes did happen during the game, but we won 3-0, a huge game, a huge win over the Avalanche. I think the best player of the night was, of course, Thatcher Demko with the shutout. He looked prime Thatcher Demko. And yeah, the Canucks just looked amazing. The players stepped up again. Drew O'Connor got an empty netter. Marcus Pettersson looked great on defense. DPD had the game of his early career against one of the best teams. And without Quinn Hughes was missing from that Detroit game. We found out recently it was an oblique injury. We didn't know at the time what it was. We just knew it was an injury. Quinn Hughes would be out yet again for the Colorado game. He'd also be out for the next two games going into the breaks. So without Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar looked like a lethal threat coming into this game. And honestly, he did have a great game. He had a really good chance that DPD was able to poke away. I'm pretty sure he got the shot off too on that chance. Could be wrong, but yeah, like I don't even know what more to say. That was probably one of the best games Vancouver's ever played this season, against one of the best teams in the league. I know they're 10th overall right now in the standings, but they're still one of the best teams in the league. Huge shout out for Thatcher Demko. Philip Hronek really stepped up that game. He got 2 assists. And the Canucks, yeah, just looked amazing. I don't even know. It's the only way I could put it. They looked great. Game 3, we went down to San Jose for a mini road trip, and the Sharks, they're an easy team. Usually you could beat them. But yeah, the Canucks just had problems finishing. Also, Vitek Vanacek had a really good game. Thatcher Demko was, again, really strong. It had a shutout going until the last minute, where Tyler Toffoli would score late in the game to stop the shutout for Thatcher Demko. Dakota Joshua got a goal off a tip from Pius Suter. That was halfway through the third period. It was a very scoreless game. I did notice myself getting a little tired and a little sleepy during this game, but you know, it was just how that game was. And we ended up winning 2-1. Philip Hedl and Drew O'Connor would take a rush quickly in overtime. I'm pretty sure it was the first shift. They started with those two, which I liked. That was a great move by Tocchet. They're very fast. Speed is what you need in overtime, especially with the open ice. They were able to get down. Drew O'Connor drew a penalty shot, and he came in, fired it home past Vanacek to give the Canucks the 2-1 lead, which that's a game we needed to dominate more, but 2 points is 2 points. If we win, we win. The last game was against the Leafs. Every time we play the Leafs, it's just the most anticipated game, and it's usually the closest games. Vancouver looked very good. I like the tempo. The Leafs haven't beat Vancouver in Rogers Arena since 2019, so the odds for Vancouver is great, but we're missing Quinn Hughes, so yet again, game could go either way. Yet again, another 2-1 win. The goals from Brock Besser and Philip Hronek, that first one, Petey making the hit in the corner, coming around, stealing the puck, and then making a beautiful pass to Hronek, who streaked in beautifully. Matthew Nyes didn't even see him. He just snuck right past Matthew Nyes. There was a huge gap for Petey to thread the pass right through, and Hronek was able to put it home to give us a 1-0 lead. Brock Besser on the power play would give us a 2-1 lead, and yeah, that was a great play. The cycle, and then Besser moving into the slot and just firing it past. Thank you, Philip Myers, for screening Joseph Wall there. Not a lot of people noticed that, I don't think. I saw some people saying that was a weak goal from Joseph Wall, but the way he reacted, he didn't see it. Philip Myers was blocking Besser's stick, and Besser was just able to squeak it past. Yeah, we pick up a 2-1 win. We got 7 out of the possible 8 points. We went 3-0-1 this week. This is probably one of the better weeks I've seen from Vancouver this year, and something we need to keep up if we want to push for the playoffs. But we're currently in a playoff spot, but we want to push for that 3rd spot in the division. You want to be very secure in a playoff spot. This is how we need to play, and this is definitely what the Canucks can be and not what they have been this season. And it's very unfortunate, but also it's great that we're getting hot at this time, and hopefully we don't slow down. Sometimes we do have that late season slowdown that kind of screws us, but I don't think so. I think this is how this Canucks team is going to play, especially with the new players. Unfortunately, in that game against Toronto, the Red Hot Thatcher Demko did leave with an injury. This does cause some concern, especially with Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko. I know they're only day-to-day. They'll probably be back before the break. Quinn Hughes, what do we do with DP? He looked amazing. Do we slot him out of that lineup when Hughes comes in on the left side? Personally, I don't think so. I think that Carson Soucy might get traded. He's been put on the trade block. He has $3.25 million for this year and next year. That would open up cap space. I don't know what his value would be. Probably get, I'd say, a 4th without salary retained. I think we might have to retain some salary on Soucy, but probably a 4th, maybe a 5th salary retained. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think we could get for Carson Soucy. I don't think we could get much, but if we're able to shed the cap, it'd be great. We already have the replacement. We don't need a player coming in. DPD looks amazing. I think he could stay in the NHL for the rest of the season. But yeah, Carson Soucy. We just need to hopefully free up some cap space. He's not having the best season. I think a change of scenery would definitely help him. He's only 30 years old. He's not too old, especially he's only going to be locked up till he's 31. Team will have a chance to sign him when he's 32. Really, it frees up the options for that team on whether or not they want to, for how long they want to keep him, for how much. But yeah, I think that's the move they need to do. It's rumored. Everyone kind of knows that it could be happening. DPD was sent down, but I think it's just to play with Abby while the team is on break with the Four Nations, just to get him some reps in while he's down there. Same with Victor Mancini, was sent down. Same with Niels Oman, who was sent down, who looked really good in the 2 games that he was up. I'm pretty sure he played the game with San Jose, and he played the game with against Toronto. The other one is Thatcher Demko. For me, it's looking at it, it's Thatcher Demko could play a lot, get hurt in the playoffs again, and then we have to rely on Kevin Lankin. And last year, what happened? Casey DeSmith got hurt. We had to rely on Archer Seelovs, which did work out. But the way Seelovs has been this season, it's maybe teams are starting to figure it out a little bit. You know, those shots from the point you can't really handle. The far out shots has been his struggle. But yeah, Kevin Lankinen has been amazing. But honestly, if you go into the playoffs, the goalie you want is Thatcher Demko, and he's been playing up to par of what we think he could be. And personally, I think we should sit him, but also we shouldn't, because we're still in the race for the playoffs, and we don't know if we're going to clinch a playoff spot till, I don't think, maybe even 1 game remaining to 5 games remaining. Like, it's tough. We want to rest him so that he's ready for the playoffs and that he doesn't get hurt, but at the same time, we need to really evaluate, like, we need him to play, but we need him to rest. We need to find the perfect balance, and that's something that the Canucks might struggle to do. They might not struggle to do. They've been playing them. I think they played 3 games in a row, and that's when he got hurt. I forget if he played against Detroit. Not too sure. I think it was Kevin Lankinen. It was Kevin Lankinen. Kevin Lankinen played against Detroit. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think we found the balance, but then at the same time, I don't think we found the balance because he got another injury that's not knee related, but it's not too serious. But we just need to be concerned when it comes to Thatcher Demko. All right, the last topic of the video. We made 2 trades last week. I already talked about them. I don't need to talk about the trades again, but what I want to talk about is how those players have adjusted and how they've been playing with Vancouver. First one's so easy. Victor Mancini hasn't played in Vancouver. Recently got assigned to Abbotsford. Hopefully he can play some games down there and we'll get to see how he is. Yeah, that's really it with him. He's younger. He can play that, get set down, get called up, get sent down. Kind of like how DPD is. Hopefully he comes in and plays well, but I could see him playing on that third pair this year, but I am not too sure. Depending on what moves we make. The Susie move is the first thing we've got to do, and whether Rick Tocchet thinks Julesen's better suited in that position than Mancini is. Personally, I think we should give Mancini a try before we put Julesen back in the lineup, but it's up to Rick Tocchet. It's not up to me. The second player is Drew O'Connor. My God, this is the depth player that we've needed since Kiefer Sherwood. It's kind of slowed down. He's still hitting at a great pace, but scoring has gone down a little bit. This is the kind of guy we need. He got promoted to the second line after, I'm pretty sure, 2 games. The San Jose game is the one he got promoted to the second line. He played great in the first 2 games. He continued to play great. Yeah. He got 2 goals. He doesn't have any assists so far. 2 points. He's got 4 hits. He's got 2 goals on 10 shots. Just an amazing player so far, and I really like what I've seen from him. The next player, Marcus Pettersson, no points, but defensively and on the breakout, I've noticed he makes the smart passes. He's shutting down rushes from the opponents. He's making smart plays in our own zone. He's a very, very good stay-at-home defenseman through these first 4 games. He hasn't produced offensively maybe as much as we'd like, but also he's been very active in the offensive zone. It's not like I haven't seen him at all in the offensive zone. It's just been what we need. That shutdown, could be offensive guy on the second pair that just, provides some stability on the blue line. It's exactly what I thought we were getting. And yeah, he's just been great for the Canucks so far. The last player, Filipino, I don't think that I could praise him enough. I know he only has 3 points. He has a goal and 2 assists in 4 games, which, I mean, if that point per game pace keeps up, that's really good. And especially as a second line center, he's been really great with Besser. It's weird. JT Miller and Besser had really good chemistry, and we thought maybe that Besser might start to struggle, but Hedl and Besser, and then they put O'Connor on that line, they've looked amazing, and I think that it really solidifies that we should re-sign Besser, because that line could be lethal with a full season under their belts. It's working great. Hedl has been very good offensively. His speed is definitely something that helped the Vancouver Canucks. Same with Drew O'Connor. And he set up Drew O'Connor for that breakaway chance that led to the penalty shot in overtime. Which, speed is definitely something we've needed, especially in overtime. I mean, we've had that slow JT Miller overtime that we kind of used to. And then Elias Pettersson comes out. He's not the fastest player. He's more of the skilled, kind of get in, see what the options are. Jake DeBrusk isn't as quick, but he's definitely quicker. Quinn Hughes is fast, but he's more of the agile. He uses his speed more for his agility than he does for making breaks, unless he sees the lane and he just goes. But yeah, that's the forwards definitely needed the speed, and Drew O'Connor and Filipino look like they could be the perfect combination for overtime. He's had a lot of great chances, Filipino has, and overall, I think the Canucks have gotten way better since the trades, which is something that most people think they wouldn't. They would get way worse. And I think the players have made enough of an impact to say so far that this team looks great and that we may have just gotten better. And Victor Mancini hasn't been played. We haven't seen what he could do. Maybe, I know him, it would be more of a future thing. He's only 22 years old. He could grow into that second pair, but right now, if he can make an impact right now, it further solidifies that those trades worked. JT Miller has looked great on the Rangers, don't get me wrong. I think the Canucks have so far won the trade. Overall this week was very optimistic for the Vancouver Canucks. Last week was very controversial with the whole JT Miller stuff and whether we won or lost the trades, but the Canucks have just ridden the momentum. They went 2-1. ever since I started covering this stuff. They went 2-1, and then they went 3-0-1 this week, so they're 5-1-1 throughout their last 7 games, which is great. It's exactly how we need to play if we want to go into the playoff spot. We're riding that momentum going into the Four Nations break. Hopefully we can come out of it with the same momentum. That's the tricky part, trying to stay that high up in play, especially with a long, almost 2-week break. But yeah, that's been this week in Canucks land. Stay tuned. I will not be taking a break for these 2 weeks. I'll be covering Team Canada as long as the shorts. I'll try to cover every game so that I have consistent posts. Try to cover every game, every USA game, Finland, Sweden, Canada, all the games I'll be covering on my shorts. But the main, just like this videos, I'll be covering Team Canada because from Canada, I cover Team Canada. I'll also break down the Canucks players and how they're doing. But yeah, that's been this week in Canucks land. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Check out all my other videos. Check out last week's video. Check out all the shorts. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week in Canada land, I guess, because it's Team Canada. But really, it's Canucks land. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.